Okay, so something I had been thinking about trying, and by the way, I have the SP here too in controller mode, is using Harmony Bloom to control samples and just use them as triggers. Or basically, we were triggering the sample. So obviously, you could press a pad and hear a sample. So what I did was I put them on a loop and a choke group, and I auto chopped this up. Originally, it was just these two together, which made this. Did a little auto chop with them. I didn't mean to go there. I meant to go here. Okay. And then I put them on 16 equal slices. Now, I probably, thinking back on it, would have done 8 with this particular sample just because with the small slices, it could be challenging. But the way I got to do these was I hold down the edit, and on the SP, you can touch each pad, as many pads as you want. In this case, 16, because that's all we can do. And then you can make your adjustments. Adjust the release, adjust the tack, whatever you're going to do. Choke group, ping pong, reverse, etc., etc. Right? So now they're all equally the same thing as far as the settings goes. And Harmony Bloom, what you have to do is have some type of, it doesn't recognize Koala, okay? So you're going to have some type of MIDI setup. Either you're going to use a MIDI keyboard. In my case, I happen to have a MIDI keyboard that has a Bluetooth. And so it works. It can piggyback off of this Bluetooth that's plugged in and allow me to send the MIDI out to the Bluetooth, which in turn, I believe, is triggering the samples. Okay, so I know it's triggering the samples. I don't believe it's triggering the samples because I've done it. Let me show you this. In the settings, you want to make sure you set it, take the MIDI mapping off and set it to the MIDI channel all, and then the MIDI note offset is 1. Why do you do this? Watch this. Let's show you. Because if you use MIDI mapping and you look here, you can see it's still set the same, but you'll notice some of the notes aren't mapped for whatever reason. And I don't know if this is just because we're in Koala mode. I mean in controller mode with the SP. I'm not sure. So I didn't sit here and manually map this, but it is what it is. So what I did was I just turned that off, put it on all. If the MIDI note offset is C1, and use the built-in MIDI map or whatever, then you should be pretty good. Now, what you will have to do, unless you do the external clock, I reckon, is inside of here, you'll need to set your tempo. You cannot, it does not connect, so you can't tempo lock. Like everything else I've used, you could just set the tempo here and it works, it locks. But for whatever reason, it doesn't do that. So I'm just using it to trigger notes is basically what I'm doing. I like my note duration longer, but depending on what you want to do with your stuff, you set it how you feel. Those were the main things that I've noticed. And if you press play, it's slow, but there it is. If the note duration is too short, then it sometimes will pick up too much other stuff. So that's one of the issues too. Is make sure your note duration is not too short. You can also control it with the keyboard, but I'm not, for some reason it's not playing the setting, and I think it's because it's not connected to the, like, see, here's the MIDI in, so that's correct. Let's see if I do this. Nope. So go back to the Bluetooth. And for some reason, that's what I get. So it's not perfect by any means. And I wouldn't say this is the best solution. Let's see if it picks back up. Now that I just messed it up. Yeah, see, it's not even picking up these notes like it should. See here, once you press the keyboard, it changes the notes. That's why it's not picking up. So you have to, there you go. So most people, this would probably be like, why are we doing this? And I could understand your thinking on that. But for me, I'm just trying stuff out, if I'm blatantly honest. Something I learned along this process, though, is you could hold edit, right? Select all the notes. And then just pitch it. Now I'm selecting the notes with the SP because it's just easier. And then take your pitch and pitch it. And then try it again. Let's play it. So if you find something you like, all right, I like that. That's fine. Then you could just resample it. So you could just go back to here and resample. We're in sample. Why won't it let me resample? I don't know if it's picking a random spot or what's going on here. All right, so let's click resample. Now it's gonna pick up my voice. No. Oh, you know what? The input is probably, let's check the input just to see what it's doing. I have no input. Don't know what that's gonna do. I wonder if I pick SP, would that just cycle the sound? Not sure on this, so let's try it. See what it does. Nope, still getting nothing. Maybe I need the headphone on. Let me see if that works. Nope. Let's just press play. It's working. So I was just trying to find a way to do, I guess I was trying to put the voice through. I don't need to put a voice through anyway. All right, so that's even better. I don't have to put the voice through. I'm gonna just press record, then and play. So that was crazy. I didn't even think about it till I was watching it play was, oh, you could just do. Let's see what it does. So it looks like it did add some of the effects. Yep. Wow. Okay. So Harmony Bloom, Koala on the desktop. Pretty cool feature. I would say you could play around, come up with some new samples by using it to play a sample. I still hope that someday, and this probably won't happen, because we only have 4 banks, that let's say this sample here, for instance, and this is just going to be quick. I'm not going to make this long. If I want to do transients, well, first of all, I'm not going to do transients because that's a lot of transients, right? And I don't even have that many pads. See, it says not enough. So imagine if this 166 could fit on one pad, and then you could control it via the keyboard. AKA control the chops, that is. So let me make sure I clarify what I'm saying there. Yeah. I'm talking about being able to. So if you had access to all the chops in one pad for that sample, you know how cool that would be? Like it'd be endless fun. Because then you, first of all, wouldn't even use all these banks. You might use a handful of them for long samples where you'd be chopping, and then the rest of it, would be your kicks and little nuggets of sound. I don't know why you chose that word. Anyway, nuggets of sound. All right, that was stupid. So yeah, that's just something that I wouldn't mind seeing personally, and I think it would be really nice. But anyway, yeah, so here you go. And because I just played the keyboard, that's the only gripe. I won't say it's a gripe, but the only thing is you got to set this back to wherever your samples are. The key is just make sure it's set, at least in this case, to C5. There you go. So you could create some crazy little soundscapes. Oh, and I did use the mixer in here, which is cool. I have the free verb going on. You could put some different delays on it if you wanted to. Let's see. Let's just play it out. A little low pass filter. That's interesting. So you can get creative with this. Maybe an auto pen. And resample yourself. Or resample that. Sorry. textural background, it's right here. If it's a little low, you guys see my trick. I just stack till I get it to where I want it. Put that thing on loop, hold. Really want to get crazy? I did this in the previous video. Depending on what your BPM is, which we're at 70 times stretch it, is 4 bars. Put the repitch and stretch it. That's a little too much. That's wild, literally. But I like it. Okay, so crazy stuff. But anyway, Harmony Bloom, Koala. You can use it on the iPad, and you can use it on the desktop. Come up with some cool stuff, man. I don't know. Just try it out. See what you like. All right. That's it for this video.